Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Tara Madzenek and I am a personal trainer, holistic health counselor, and yoga instructor, here to guide you through a beautiful yoga practice to celebrate this gorgeous November day. It's about 73 degrees, November 2020 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is where I'm from. So I'm going to take you through what I feel is the most beautiful way to celebrate the warm weather and this gift that we've been given today in this amazing field, well, sort of this little park filled with leaves and this gorgeous day. So let's get started. Place your hands in heart center and just breathe, following your breath, focusing on the inhales and the exhales, focusing on letting the breath be your guide and your anchor. Just letting your stomach muscles engage as you open up your breath and open up your rib cage, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting your rib cage expand on the inhale and then soften on the exhale. Practicing any kind of words or sounds you want to make, and being okay with the sounds in the environment as the guy across the street blows leaves. And if you can't smile at yoga, what can you smile at? Breathing in and breathing out, and just allowing your shoulders to move away from your ears on every exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Taking your hands and placing them by the sides of your legs and just rolling your shoulder blades back and down and feeling the shoulder blades open and relax and the chest widen. One more time here. And then you slowly reverse direction, going the other way. Just allowing the shoulder blades to open and loosen up. Placing your right hand down on the mat, lifting your left arm up and over. Holding here momentarily, and then adding some flow. Switching over to the other side. Just feeling that stretch all through the side body. And now going back and forth, just about a few times each side. One more time on the other side. And then coming back down to center. Coming over onto your mat onto all fours. And just resting your wrists right underneath your shoulder blades and resting your knees underneath your hips. Taking your gaze, lifting it up, look up. Slowly dropping your belly down towards the mat. Take a breath in. And then exhale, round your spine, pull your belly in and up. Feeling the contraction in through your stomach muscles. Inhale, lower the belly. Lift your gaze, lift your heart, look up. And then exhale, round your spine, pull your belly in towards the back of the body. And then coming down to neutral spine, drop your hips down towards your heels, toes together, heels apart, knees wide, and then push your arms forward. Keeping this in active child's pose. Your arms are hovering over the mat. And you're feeling that stretch all through the side body. Slowly walking your hands back. Keeping your hands right underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and then press your hips up to a downward facing dog. Feeling your heels driving down towards the earth. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other to stretch out the back of your legs. And focusing on that stretch and focusing on those heels slowly and gently, making their way down towards the earth. Feeling the collarbones and the shoulders open wide. And you're pressing your fingertips in towards the mat, driving your armpits towards your thighs. Breathe in And breathe out. Bend your knees and walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Hands touch, mini back bend. And fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Widen your feet towards the width of the mat. And then bring your hands down through heart center and lower your hips halfway down. Bringing your hands out in front. Keeping your hands together, not resting your thighs and your chest together, but hovering over your thighs. Keeping your gaze down. And now sweep your arms back and away. Bringing them back behind you. Sweeping them back in front. This time keeping them apart. And then sweep them back and away. One more time, bringing them all the way to the front. Bringing your hands down towards the heart. And then sit your hips all the way down into squat. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Start to slowly pressing through your heels, using your hips, preventing your chest from collapsing forward. Stand up. Raising your arms all the way up to the sky. Look up, mini back bend. And then slowly make your way back down. Keeping your toes turned out, keeping your hips sliding back, lowering down into squat, maintaining squat position. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands on the ground. Slowly lift your hips towards the sky, straightening your legs. Pointing your toes straight ahead. Place your hands on the mat and step back into high plank. Holding here in high plank. Feeling the stomach muscles engage. As you relax your shoulders, moving them away from your ears. Feet are together. Inner thighs are squeezing together. Everything is solid. Sliding your body forward. You can drop your knees if you wish to come down to low plank. Sweeping up to upward facing dog, lifting your thighs off the mat, and then driving the hips towards the sky for downward facing dog. Holding here in downward facing dog, pedaling your feet. Bend your knees, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Hands up, look up, touch. Fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, hands on the ground, step back, high plank. Lowering down to low plank chaturanga, halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here for 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing your feet together and take the right leg up to the sky. Take your right foot and step it up to the top of your mat, keeping your back knee off the ground and coming onto, really making sure that you're not pressing your torso, resting it down on your thighs, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. Back foot down, coming up into warrior 1. Pausing here in warrior 1. And then hands come down through heart center, step back, high plank. Lowering down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Moving over to the other side, left leg comes up. Step it up and through. First planting the foot, setting that foot down with intention. Fingertips come towards the mat. And then step that back foot, placing the heel on the ground, coming up, using the strength of your belly and your thighs. Warrior 1. Staying here for 2 breaths. Hands come down through heart center. Coming down towards the mat, step back, high plank and hold. Holding here in high plank. Feeling the strength of your stomach muscles pulling in and up towards the back of the body. Leaning forward and down, coming towards low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Taking your right foot and bring it up to the sky. Step it up and through, coming into crescent lunge. Pausing here momentarily in crescent lunge. And we're going to stay here and then add a series of movements. So we're going to add some strength by doing some lunging. You're going to do 8 lunges by dropping that back knee down just to a hover for 8, straighten, 7, straighten, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straightening that back foot and then dropping that heel down, back heel, and opening up into warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior by flipping that front palm. And then dropping that right arm down to side angle pose. Reaching the left arm up and over. Sweeping that left hand down and around, turning that back toe ever so gently, and then reaching back up for crescent lunge. Hands come down through heart center. Place him on the mat, step back, high plank. Lowering down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bringing your right foot in towards the center, left leg comes up. Step it up and through, crescent lunge. Sweeping your arms all the way up to the sky, holding here momentarily. Relaxing the shoulders on every exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, and on the exhale, dropping your foot down to warrior 2. Flipping that front palm, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, side angle pose. And maybe you smile. The leaf blower is getting further and further away from us. Can you hear him? You have to be able to practice anywhere, right? Reaching those fingertips out and away. Sweeping your left arm down and around. Turning that back foot up so gingerly. Coming back to crescent lunge and going right into our 8 lunges for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Straightening that leg, bringing hands down through heart center. Step back, high plank. Lowering down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for 2 breaths. Bending your knees, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, drop the hips, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana. Holding here. Bringing hands together and down through heart center, twist over to the right. Reaching your tricep of your left arm over that thigh, that right side. And really using that pressure of the tricep and thigh, pushing into each other, and then twisting from the mid rib cage. And don't forget to breathe. Breathing in, sweep the arms all the way up, untwist. Back to Utkatasana. And then hands come down through heart center, twist over to the making sure that your knees aren't going past your toes and one knee is not shooting out in front of the other. Sweeping the arms up, coming back to Utkatasana. And then hands come down through heart center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. Lower down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing your feet into the center, taking your right leg up to the sky. Step it up and through. Coming down to warrior two, sweeping the arms all the way up. Straightening that front foot, reaching forward and down, Trikonasana, triangle, and look up. Letting that inhale take you back up, bending into that front knee, coming into warrior two. And then cartwheel your arms down, step back, high plank. Lowering down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Step it up and through. Swinging and sweeping the arms all the way up, dropping the back knee down to warrior two. Take one breath. Straightening that front leg. Reaching forward and down, Trikonasana. Feel free to step your back foot in if you need some more range of motion. Really reaching up to the fingertips, up high, high to the sky. Look up. Let the inhale take you all the way up. Coming forward, taking your toes and keeping your toes turned out. We're going to come into horse stance. So dropping your hips down, placing your hands right on your hips. And just feel the strength, feel the engagement of your thighs, feel the heat created in through your legs and in through your glutes, and keeping your abs turned in and on. Bringing your arms right out to the side. Drop that right arm down and lift the left arm up and over. And then drop that left arm down, lift the right arm up and over. Much like we did that flow in the beginning, just go back and forth. Just imagine your leaves in the wind or branches. One more time each side. And then last one. Bringing your hands by your side, straightening your legs, and then toe heel your feet together. Coming over to the top of your mat. Bring your arms up, sweep up, look up. Hands touch, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, high plank. And now lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Placing your hands right underneath your forehead. Taking a moment to settle in and just pause briefly. I'm going to do not to let your hip bones come off the mat. And let's do a few repetitions for 3, 4, 5, 6, pointing your toe, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Coming over to the other side, lifting it up, engage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bending your knees in the back and just windshield wiper to release your back. And then placing your hands underneath your shoulders. Push your hips back into child's pose. Resting your forehead down towards the mat and just settle in. Breathing in and out and just really having gratitude for showing up on your mat. You know, days and life gets busy and life happens all around us. I often take my yoga practice to noisy places so I can teach myself how to tune into my breath and tune into my mat without worrying about the distractions around me. And then slowly making your way up, coming back onto all fours and eventually into high plank and then downward facing dog. Taking your right leg up to the sky, sweep it up and through for half pigeon. And just holding here. And you can either stay here or make your way all the way down. And just pausing briefly. Just feeling that stretch along the outside of your hip. And just notice where you're feeling tightness. And just breathe into that spot. And it's when the mind is distracted, it's the reaction and the process with which you settle will give you the most success. Slowly making your way with intention back up. Just pressing your hands onto the mat and tuck your toes under and slowly lift your hips back up, meeting back with the left foot for downward facing dog. And switching over to the other side, taking your left leg up to the sky and sweep it up and through for half pigeon. Again, tenting your fingertips and staying here or coming all the way down onto your mat. And just letting yourself kind of visualize a noodle, kind of letting myself relax down into the posture. No expectations, not trying to change anything, but just letting my body settle in when it's ready. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, letting go. And slowly, when you're ready, start making your way up. And you're going to sweep your back foot all the way up to meet the front. And you're going to combine the soles of your feet together. And you're going to slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. With control, if you can. Articulating your vertebrae, each one touches the mat. If you need to straighten one leg out to give you more range of motion and more leverage, you can do that now. And eventually meeting me all the way down onto the mat. Just rooting down into the earth, placing one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And just pausing for a minute, feeling the connection with the earth and the connection with your breath. And then when you're ready, placing your hands by your side and letting your feet straighten, legs straighten, feet flop out to the side, hands come by your side, and relaxing into this last posture, Shavasana. Really staying here as long as you wish. Usually if it's in the middle of the day and I'm coming into Shavasana, I will come here and do a brief gratitude exercise. Usually my Shavasana at night or in the morning is a little bit longer. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and just really relying on that energy coming back into the body. Bringing one knee into your chest and then the other. And just shifting your weight onto your right side and coming up to a seated position, nice and slow. And just take your time. Coming into a cross-legged position, I'm going to stack my feet, one in front of the other. And just to kind of settle in. And rolling my shoulder blades back. And placing my hands on my knees first, and then in through heart center. And just keep your gaze down. And whatever is in front of you, have that appreciation that the ground is holding you still. And you showed up on your mat today for stillness, and then movement, and then stillness. hoping that the mind has refreshed and the body feels rejuvenated. Place your thumbs to the third eye center. Thank you for showing up on your mat today and for joining me for this practice. Together we say Namaste.